Hello, dear children. Welcome to my YouTube channel Tarangan. Myself, Dr. Panduranga Darekar, heartily welcomes you. Today, we are going to learn a new topic towards green energy. This is the fifth topic from our science part 2. See, previously the basic needs were food, cloth, and shelter. But in modern civilization, if you ask the basic needs of the man are food, cloth, energy, and shelter. What is the role of energy in our life? The energy is needed to lighten bulb. The energy is needed for cooking. The energy is needed for heating water. Energy is needed to run the mixer grinder. Those who are living in the apartment, those who are living in a second or third floor, they might have known the role of these electric motors. The motor helps to pump the water, to run the fan. The most important, for charging of your mobile, to run computers, electric irons, to keep the food fresh for longer period of time, as well as for the purpose of entertainment, to run the radio, television set, etc. Which type of energy we require to run all these instruments? Yes, these instruments work on electricity. Now we are going to see the methods of generation of electric energy. We have studied the law of conservation of energy last year. According to this law, the energy neither be created nor it be destroyed. But one thing can be done. It can be converted from one form to another form. In this topic, we will study different ways to generate electricity. Most of the electric power plants are based on the principle of electromagnetic induction. This principle was invented by Michael Faraday. What this principle says? According to this principle, whenever magnetic field around a conductor changes, a potential difference is generated across the conductor. See, a magnet has produced a magnetic field. The magnetic field came in contact with the conductor, and if the magnetic field changes, the conductor generates a potential difference. Large generators are used in commercial power generation plants. These generators are rotated with the help of turbines. A turbine is nothing but a wheel which has blades. When flow of liquid or gas is bombarded on the blades of turbine, the turbine rotates. See the picture. The wheel is called as a turbine. This wheel has blades, and the blades are bombarded either with liquid or with gas to rotate the turbine. Turbines are connected to the generators. When turbine rotates, generator also rotates, and it will generate the electric current. See, the flow chart explains us the process. The proper source of energy is used to run the turbine. Either natural gas, coal, fossil fuels, or any type of nuclear energy is used to run the turbine. It results in rotation of turbine. Rotation of the turbine will generate kinetic energy in the generator. Generator will generate electric energy. Now, we will see three methods or three sources to generate the electric energy. The first type of power plant is the thermal energy based electric power station. In this type, water is heated in a boiler using the thermal energy released due to burning of coal. The water is heated and steam is generated. The kinetic energy of the steam drives the turbine. The generator is connected to the turbine and the electric energy is produced. But what is made to the steam? The steam is converted back into water and the water is recirculated into the boiler. Let's have the same description with the help of a flow chart. Coal is burnt, the heat is released. The heat is used to boil water. When water is heated, it produces steam. Steam is bombarded on the blades of turbines. Hence the turbine will rotate. Turbines are connected to the generators. Generator will generate electric energy. And the steam is recirculated, cooled and reused. See, one more flow chart which explains the energy transformation. Coal contains chemical energy. When the coal is burnt, heat energy is released. This heat energy is used to generate steam. Now steam has kinetic energy. This kinetic energy of the steam will rotate the turbine. Hence the turbines will get kinetic energy. And the turbines, as they are connected to the generator will generate the electric energy. Observe the picture in front of you. This picture is taken from your textbook. The picture tells us the structure of the thermal energy based electric power plant. You have to observe it and you have to answer some questions. Can you tell me the drawbacks of thermal energy based power stations? Yes, if you look at the extreme left, you might have seen the combustion produces large amount of gases and these gases may result in air pollution. Now we are moving to the second method, to the second source. Now we are starting power generation based on natural gas. See, the natural gas is used to generate electric energy. If you see the flow chart, you may see that from one side natural gas is introduced into combustion chamber and from other side large amount of compressed and pressurized air is also introduced into combustion chamber. The air contains oxygen which helps in the combustion of natural gas. Once the gas is burnt, large amount of carbon dioxide and other gases are produced. These gases have kinetic energy and these gases are bombarded on the gas turbine. Once the gas turbine rotates, the turbine is connected to the generator and generator will generate electric energy. The method is similar to the previous method, but it differs only in its source. In our previous method, we had used coal, and in this method, we are using natural gas. Second difference is, previous method involves steam turbine and this method involves gas turbine. Let's have one more flow chart. Natural gas contains chemical energy. After combustion of gas, chemical energy is converted into heat energy, and the heat energy involves high kinetic energy of gas. The kinetic energy of the gas is given to the turbine so that the turbine will rotate. The turbine is connected to the generator and the generator will produce electric energy. This is the diagrammatic representation of power generation based on natural gas. Just go through it. Now we are going to the third method. The power plants based on nuclear energy. Just observe the pictures. What do you think? Which place is shown in the picture? Is this place from India or outside India? What do you think? These pictures are from India itself. Let's try to identify the places. See, the first two pictures, this one as well as this one, is of Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Trombay, and the third picture is of a nuclear power plant of Tarapur. In nuclear power plants, the heat energy released by fission of nuclei of atoms like uranium or plutonium is used to generate steam of high temperature and high pressure. See, first of all, the nuclear fission reaction occurs. The fission reaction produces large amount of heat. This heat is used to generate steam. Steam turbines are used here, and these turbines are rotated with the help of kinetic energy of the steam. Now let us try to understand what is meant by nuclear fission. Nuclear fission is a nuclear reaction in which the nucleus of an radioactive or heavy atom splits into two or more lighter nuclei. Example: when we bombard neutrons on uranium, the nucleus of the uranium splits into nuclei of barium, krypton with 3 neutrons. The same reaction we are going to see in this picture. See, what is mean by nuclear fission reaction? In the picture on left hand side, we have shown neutrons. Neutrons are bombarded on uranium. The explosion occurs and it will release large amount of heat along with barium, krypton and 3 neutrons. The generated 3 neutrons continue to bombard on the remaining stock of uranium, and once they bombard, they will also produce heat along with barium, krypton and 3 neutrons each. In this way, the explosion continues till the stock of uranium finishes. Such reaction is also called as chain reaction. Let's have the definition of chain reaction. See, the neutrons released in this reaction further bombard on uranium. This process of fission of uranium continues and it is called as chain reaction. In this chain reaction, the cadmium rods are used to control and absorb the neutrons. Once the neutrons are absorbed, the reaction is called as the controlled chain reaction. See, we will see the all explanation with the help of a flow chart. Nuclear fission will produces large amount of heat. This heat is used to heat the water and to produce steam. The steam has kinetic energy, and with the help of steam, turbines are rotated. Turbines are connected to the generator, and the generator will generate electric energy. What happens to the steam then? Steam is cooled and is converted into water and is reused. Let's see the same explanation with the help of a flow chart. The nuclear fission reaction occurs. The fission reaction will produce large amount of heat. The heat is used to boil water and it will produce steam. The steam has kinetic energy. The kinetic energy of the steam is used to rotate the turbine. Turbines are connected to the generator and the generator will produce electric energy. But what is done with the steam? The steam which is used is once again cooled and is converted into water and is reused again and again. Let's have one more flow chart which shows us the transformation of energy. The nuclear energy present in the elements like uranium or plutonium is used to produce heat energy. The heat energy is used to boil water, and now the steam has kinetic energy. The kinetic energy of the steam is used to rotate the turbine. Hence, the turbines will also get kinetic energy, and the generators will convert this kinetic energy into electric energy. Complete the following table. See, this table is given in our textbook. To complete it, you can note down the values and you can write it there. Now let's go to the problems associated with the nuclear energy. The nuclear energy is efficient as compared to coal and natural gas. It does not involve any type of fuel like coal, fossil fuels. So there is no issue of air pollution. But the products which are formed after nuclear fission are also called as nuclear waste products. and these waste products are also radioactive and they are harmful as they emit radiations. Scientists are having the great challenge of disposal of this nuclear waste safely. An accident or leakage in the nuclear power plant may result in the release of very harmful radiations. And as you know, these radiations are also responsible for mutations. After seeing all the three sources, let's now go to the electric energy generation and relation of the environment. We are using coal, fossil fuels, natural gas or nuclear energy to generate electricity. But how it is harming the nature, let's go to see. Burning of fossil fuels like coal and natural gas leads to emission of gases. These gases can cause air pollution. The emission also contains soot particles, carbon particles, which also cause the air pollution. The gases released in this process can lead to the problems of respiratory system like asthma. Incomplete combustion of fuels leads to formation of carbon monoxide. This is a poisonous gas. It readily mixes in our blood and it adversely affects on our health. Increase in the percentage of carbon dioxide creates the risk of greenhouse, and if the effect continues, it may lead to global warming. The nitrogen dioxide generated during the burning of fuels like coal, diesel and petrol leads to the problem of acid rain. The acid rain is harmful as it decreases the fertility of soil and it also adversely affects on the aquatic ecosystems. The reservoirs of the fossil fuels and natural gas are limited and they are depleting in a faster way. The gases like methane, carbon dioxide can also harm the ozone layer. After seeing all these problems with electricity generation, definitely we have to find an alternate way to generate the electric current. We have to find such a way that the source of formation of electric energy must be environment friendly and it will harm the environment in a very low quantity. In the next video, we are going to see the non-conventional energy sources to generate the electric current. Thanks for watching the video and do visit Tarangan frequently to learn this science easily. Thank you.